All right, welcome back. You heard the views there of Nigerians over the just concluded elections. I'm joined now by a member of, I guess now we should call it the 2023 Presidential Campaign Council of the APC, Mr. Musa Mamman Kontagora. Welcome, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Let's start by saying congratulations. I know you were really worked hard to get this victory.
Yes.
Before we go deeper into the conversation, what's it like, emerging victorious after all the campaigns and everything?
First and foremost, I have to give God the glory. Thank Him for the gift of life, for the gift of victory, and also for we having a peaceful election. Though there are a lot of controversy from a lot of angles, but to God be the glory. Nigeria have recorded one of the best elections so far. So that is.
I guess we'll go now into those controversies. When you say it's the best election, I'm sure you realize that a number of persons disagree with you. I'd like to get, what is it like from the ruling party and the way forward? We have the Labour Party saying that, this was a stolen election, it's going to court. The PDP candidates, similar stance. Even as we speak, or earlier today, the PDP held a protest, so to speak, and a march to the INEC, all dressed in all black, to express their displeasure at the elections. What do you make of all of this, and what does it mean for the fact that your candidates emerged and they have so much pushback from different angles?
Okay. Before I say anything, here in your studio, I could remember we ended with prayer. May God select the best leader for us. Let it not be our own saying, but let it be the chosen one from God. And elections, in every election, there must be people. There must be someone that will win. There will be also someone that will lose. Those that lose election should take heart and join hands together. Nigeria is for all of us. Join hands together in order to work for the progress of the country, not the party. The presidential candidate is coming under the party in order to emerge as the winner, to become the president. But as far as he has become the president, he is for everybody. He's not only for a political party, he's for everybody. If you might listen to the speech of the president-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he said something. He said the obedient, the articulate, and other political parties should join hands together in order to move Nigeria to the greater height. I think this is the best that God has done for us. We should appreciate Him for, as a youth, I have not seen an election that the youth have participated fully like this one that just passed. And this is one of the peaceful elections that we have held. In time of peaceful election, if you want to record something is peaceful, let it be 70% to 80%. And a lot of places that the election have held, it is peaceful. And we pray to God that may God continue to unite Nigeria. Those that are trying to be the instrument of bringing confusion to Nigeria, we want to beg them. If really they believe in that Nigeria that they call their Nigerians, keep everything aside and face reality. If they are ready to go to court, they should go to court. But they are not taking our presidential candidate to court or our party to court. They are taking INEC to court. And I think the INEC has what to present to them in court. The results have been out. So we want each and everybody to join hands together in order to move Nigeria to the greater height. Right. That is what I will say.
All right. But you scored this election very high. But I wonder what your thoughts are with one particular issue, which is what some agents raised at the Collation Center that day, which is that INEC has repeatedly, again and again, said we will transmit results straight from the polling units to the server, to the IREV, and that is their guidelines, the way they've said it. I even point you to what's it called? A press release that was released sometime in November 2022, and it was titled INEC reacting to allegations that they would not do as they said in order to rig the elections. And they said, you know what, this thing, we're not doing it. Fast forward to February 25th or February 26th, when the INEC chairman was reading the results. The question was, the results that are being declared here, why aren't they yet on the server? And, you know, we've not, till today, we've not been able to get a clear answer. Do you think this casts a bad light on the election and the victory of your candidates?
It is not, because, you know, the world is a global village now. And there are a lot of hackers that have been trying to hack the account of the INEC. Several times a day, there are a lot of reports that have been given. And I think every political party have an agent from the polling unit. Any result that is being sent from the polling unit to the INEC agents, to the local government, to the state collection center, definitely, if there is no agreement between the polling agent at that spot, the result will not be sent. You get me? So there is no reason that you bring when the result have left a polling unit, a local government, the state collection center, and it has come to the headquarters. You lay complaint. It can't. There are a lot of states that they lay complaint on, and many of them will be shifted till on 11 before the election will hold. Why? It's because they have laid their complaint, and their complaint is genuine. You understand? So to me, these are just reasons in order to what? To bring confusion to the election.
But this was supposed to bring transparency, so that anybody anywhere can say that, you know, this result that is being announced, I have seen it myself. It is not what somebody is telling me. So the question is, the fact that INEC is not responding, it casts, don't you think it casts some kind of light? Why not tell us directly, this is the reason why we are declaring results, even though we've not seen it on IREV? As we speak this afternoon, I think about 15,000 results are yet to be uploaded, and there's no explanation. I wonder, as the party that won, are you not worried that perhaps you even won with a bigger margin, and that things are not the way they were?
To me, the election have come and gone. The election is successful. The international bodies that have come into the country in order to supervise the election, they give a good recommendation.
Not all of them, though. Some of them were not quite. They didn't give quite good marks for the election. Some left immediately. But
the 60% of them give good recommendation.
We'll because have to find out.
If there are no good recommendation, they will write back that the election has a lot of.
Yes, some have done that already, but anyway, let's talk about the call put out by your candidate that or the president-elect, sorry, that, you know, reconciliation and all that. Do you think it will yield the required results, especially if people feel that they've been cheated?
There is one thing I always want Nigerians to know. Atiku Abubakar have been contesting for president. This is almost more than 50 times. President Muhammadu Buhari, before becoming the president of this country, he contested almost more than 4 to 5 times. So, in every election, there are a lot of people that will go to court. But they are going to court does not mean that you are going to win in court. This is somebody that will be sworn as a president. He's sworn as a president. And then you are thinking of how to take him to court and then collect his mandate. It will never be possible. They are just trying to say, let me say, as a young politician, there are some words I'm not to use. But they are wasting their time. Wasting their time in the sense, these results are clear. You understand? APC have a large number in most of this, the Northwest, the Northeast, the North Central, which the North Central is one of the best zones that provide the huge block of vote for our party. You understand? So reference matters a lot. If you are given a reference that you have an issue that this election is not not coordinated in the way it's supposed to be, you are to give a genuine reason. Genuine reason in the sense that this is where you are having issue, but not trying to generalize, condemn the election. So if they are trying to say the election should be rerun again, what are they trying to say? All the senators that have won their election, it should be cancelled. All the House of Rep members, they have done their election, it should be cancelled. So all those that they are there on this issue, they have selfish interest. They are not for the progress of Nigeria. If you are for the progress of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari run and he failed. He take heart. He came and then reconciled on the round table. And when it was his turn to rule, what he became, he's now the president, the outgoing president. So those that they are agey, that have gone far in politics, they should not use this in order to cause confusion to our own youth. You understand? If you fail, it should not be the end of life. It should be the end of you taking another step to victory. You understand? But not completely taking it down. Some are even saying the Nigeria will be divided. They are going to divide Nigeria. Let me tell you now, if Nigeria cannot be divided 20 to 30 years ago, there is nothing that will be divide Nigeria, because God destined Nigeria to be one. To me, what we need to do now is to pray that may the will of God be done, and may we have a successful tenure, and may the president-elect be able to govern in the sight of God. Let it not be in our own side. Many may come may follow him in order to give him decision on their own benefit, on their own pocket. But we, the youth, they are aged, they are living. You understand? Tinubu or Atiku, anybody, all of them, this is their last train. This is their last tenure. These 8 years that we come and go, it is we, the youth, that we take the mantle of leadership. So let us use this as an example to unite ourselves. You understand? Let us use it as this is the time that Nigeria will take a U-turn. A U-turn in the sense in terms of corruption, in terms of lack of infrastructure, in terms of lack of education. By the grace of God, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is ready to transform Nigeria. Transforming Nigeria not by himself alone, by Nigerians, by the prayers of Nigerians. And God has promised that he's ever ready to answer the prayer of his followers. I believe by the grace of God, 29th of May, after his inauguration, he will bring out the agendas. What is he going to work on? But I'm assuring you that Nigeria will never regret voting for Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president of Nigeria.
All right, so that remains to be seen. But what do you make of the fact that your candidate won with some of the least votes that a presidential candidate has used to win? Based on the way the election went, there was a split to an extent, not too large a gap between the first, second, and third. They all had similar votes, almost as though, a majority of Nigerians are not, utterly with this decision. Because when you combine the opposition votes, they're actually more than the votes your candidate got. It was vote splitting that end up giving him. So it means that he's coming into a place where there's already a lot of division politically and otherwise. How does he expect to bring this all together, especially now with the system that brought in also being brought into question?
Okay, in every government, if you are to rule, you are not to rule with only your party. In terms of selection of ministers, he has to bring in credible people that can deliver the job. You understand? People that will help him to transform. That is where he will bring in credible people. You understand? Not only his party alone. And I believe Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done it when he was a governor. He will do justice to that. He will bring in people that will work for the progress of the party, for the progress of Nigeria, especially in time of education, economic development, health, and security. Those aspects are places where Nigeria we put more hope on. And I'm very sure he will do his best, and his cabinet that are coming will also do their best in time of selecting those that we hold the mantle of leadership as ministers, as director of parastatals and other.
All right, that's fair enough. So, just to round up now, what do you expect come March 11? We saw that the Labour Party, despite talks that they don't have structure and so on, ended up winning about 12 states. In fact, the states were equally divided almost amongst the three main candidates. 12 states APC, 12 states PDP, 12 states Labour Party, 1 state NMPP. I'd like to get your thoughts as to regards state elections. It's another time for people to come out and vote and make their choices. Do you see the APC sweeping everywhere, or do you think it should be more of what we've seen in the presidential election, where you might have a three-way split across, or four-way split across the parties?
It will not be as such. It's happen at the presidential election. Why presidential election? This is you are voting in somebody that we control the affairs of the nation in general. You understand? So the gubernatorial election, it will be done according to the conduct of every state. You understand? There are some people that are trying to make mistakes when I go through the social media, trying to set like somebody from the north. We try to impose, you understand? And by all means trying to claim a state that he is not from. This is a gubernatorial election that the best thing is we pray, let it be done peacefully. You understand? Let it be done with unity. But the Nigerians need to get it right. Getting it right in the sense that there is no place that you claim that there are no owners. You understand? As in every kingdom, there are traditional rulers. In every local government, there are local government chairman. In every state, they have the owners of the state. Nigerians should not make that mistake.
What about a place you've lived for years, perhaps your whole life?
Yes.
And you are paying taxes like everyone else. Don't you have a right to aspire to?
You have the right to aspire. You have the right to aspire, but majority carry the vote. You understand? Majority carry the vote. Like the Federal Capital Territory is for everybody. Everybody can come and contest and go. But you can't go to, I am a northerner, and because I was brought up in Enugu, I gave birth, my children were gave birth in Enugu, I can't just come and make decisions for them.
Well, you can put yourself up to be voted for if they like, if they choose. Yeah.
You said if they like.
Yeah, but nobody's imposing now.
But now the modern social media are trying to say, yes, a group of people, an ethnic group will take a region by force or a state by force. So they are making a mistake. They shouldn't try it. This will bring division to Nigeria. You understand? It will weigh us back. You understand me? Let us try as much as possible. Very soon, we the youths, by the grace of God, this law, I think the best of it is, in every election, everybody should go back to his state and vote. You understand? Because the way things are going, if care is not taken, a lot of groups or people that think they have money, they have sit in a political region, you understand, or a political state, they want to impose their own. The minority can never rule the majority. You understand?
Is it imposition if people vote for the person?
The minority can never. In a state, a local government that are minority, they always used to be compensated with a position in government. We're not trying to form a government. They cannot form a government.
No, but the issue is if a candidate emerges from that minority and both their minority and the majority vote for him, has it not?
But not making it compulsory that the majority.
Is that happening anywhere?
In social media, go through the social media, which some of our celebrities are saying. You understand? They are making that mistakes in the sense that somebody, because you are in Lagos and everybody know the land of Lagos is what owned by the Yorubas, so you are trying to take it fit that you are going to rule in Lagos. It will never be. If you are saying that, those that are saying that are wasting their time. Somebody from the north cannot go to the south, a southern state, to make laws for them. You understand?
But if that person lives there,
the presidential election have gone. This is a governorship election that every state will make decision of their own. Every state will make decision of their own. This is not an election of a president. This is for a state. For a state governor. You understand? So the minority should not Because at the end of the day, if the minorities are trying to oppress the majority, you understand?
But are they minority if they have the numerical strength
It can
to
be.
win an election?
It can be.
If an election is held free and fair, and someone who is from allegedly a minority group
It cannot
gets the
be.
majority votes,
It cannot be.
it's free and fair, isn't it?
It cannot be. The only thing the minority usually used to is they should be compensated. They should be compensated. If you are a minority and at the end of the day you won an election, you will use the whole of your tenure trying to bring people together, because what? The majority can never win the heart of the minority. It can never be.
But the express reason of winning that election already shows that they are not the minority.
This is a state we are talking of. And we have 6 geopolitical zones. We have 35 states, or 36 plus the FCT. You understand? So those that are trying to think whether they are smart, you can't be smarter than a law that have been created in a state. Most of these states usually zone their governorship.
But is there any person you have in mind? I mean, if you're talking about Lagos, I know that all the front running candidates, they are all from Lagos State.
Some might not be from Lagos. And there is one thing also, I think, by the grace of God,
or they are Lagosians, pardon me.
If the government is being formed, not only for the sake of the party, it's for the sake of the upcoming generation. People have turned social media to be a place of threat, to be a place of causing confusion, which is very, very wrong. Those that are in charge of social media, the NCC should make a law. Social media is meant for creating awareness. It is meant for unity, not for causing division. You understand? This is what God had destined. You can't change it. I can't change it. You understand? This is how he wanted to be. What God wanted it to be, it will be. And it has been.
But, you know, when we talk about the issues of social media, I think we should also point out that there is actual violence also happening in the streets. I know you said the election was peaceful, but we know in some parts of Lagos, some voters were oppressed or suppressed. You know, we saw videos of ballot boxes being carried, shattered, and papers being spread and thrown in the gutter. But away from that, still, just to finalize on that issue, it seems like it doesn't exist at the moment, except you can enlighten me. As far as I know, in Lagos, all the candidates running for the governorship position are Lagosians. We
are done with the issue of that. Where we are talking of here is the social media. And what is here is that there is no election in the history, even the United Kingdom, the Americans, that the election will be credible 100%. You understand? You cannot buy the minds of everybody. There are people that we are against. You understand? That is why even in the sight of God, there is heaven, there is hellfire. If you do good, you are going to heaven. If you do bad, you are going to hellfire. Everybody know that if you do good, you are going to heaven. But still, there are some people that will not do that good for what? For their own selfish interests. You understand? That's the sense of having heaven and hellfire. It's an example I'm citing for you. So definitely you can't please everybody. But the majority should not oppress the minority. Should carry the minority along. And also the minority should know that they should not try to oppose or try to what? To say this is what should be done and they are the minority. What they should do is come together on a round table, make decisions. Mr. A, this is what I thought will be for the good of us, for the good of everybody. This is what I suggest. You understand? Then they will opt in what Mr. A is saying, what Mr. B is saying, what Mr. C is saying. But the issue of trying to oppose that, it has to be. It can't be. It cannot be. This election has been a lesson to all of us. It has been a lesson. The two lessons from this election: first, Nigeria needs to be united. You understand? The issue of the vote, that the opposition vote are higher than our vote. Yes, it has to be. Because how many candidates are contesting? The 4 candidates. You are dividing the vote of the 4 candidates. What do you expect? Do you expect that even the person that is winning should have the higher, even though he's having the higher, he will have 10 to 20% higher than their own? Not 30, 50, 70%. Because what? There are a lot of competition in this election. And the youth should learn that we need Nigeria to be united, not for those that just get into government to acquire wealth. No, for unity of Nigeria.
Right.
You understand? We want Nigeria to be united. We want Nigeria to be a place where everybody can move freely.
All right. Thank you so much. Just to round it off, at the end of the day, as long as the process is free and fair, which is what I think we should always advocate for, a free and fair process. In a free and fair process, there is no possible way that a minority can overthrow a majority. So we call or we ask that INEC and everyone involved ensure that the process is free, fair, and credible. And at the end of the day, definitely we will get to hear the thoughts of the majority. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we take on this segment of the program. We'll go on a break. And then when we return, we'll delve into issues of constitutional interpretations as regards the presidential elections and the aftermath. Stay with us. We'll be back soon.